did you help Kim release her sex tape?
Going through receipts tonight, Chris. We going through receipts tonight, Kim. You want to see the sex tape contract? There it is.
I don't know if we were supposed to see this. What if I told you that TikTok just got even darker than we ever thought was possible? And I know what you may be thinking, Sean, don't you say that a lot? Yes, but every time you guys see me, you know it's going to be something even darker than the last time. But I'm back again and you guys are coming along with me. Yes, you don't be scared now. Don't click off the video. You know what you signed up for. And you guys are going to want to watch to the end because this is going to change your reality. And don't watch alone because this is going to get terrifying. What's even scarier than the TikToks we're about to watch today is the fact that 60% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more scary videos. Thank you.
A cure for baldness has finally been found that is surprisingly cheap and doesn't require any surgery. For the first time in history, a pharmaceutical company named Cosmo claims to have discovered an effective treatment for male pattern baldness, which is a very common genetic condition that affects 20% of all men by age 20, increasing by 10% each decade to reach 96% of men by age 80. And up until now, most affected men only had two options: either just learn to live with it or undergo expensive, painful hair transplant surgeries. However, that's about to change because Cosmos' new treatment isn't a surgical procedure, but rather a medication that aims to fundamentally reverse balding, with their recent final trials of a classical pterin-based hair drop product proving that it could significantly re-stimulate the body's natural hair growth process, resulting in a 539% increase in hair production, and the product will now go through FDA safety testing, which, if approved, is then expected to be available for public purchase in early 2027.
I don't even buy this for a second. The same people that are like, oh yeah, we're gonna cure your baldness are the reason you're bald to begin with. Like, we gotta stop listening to these people that are literally creating problems for us. They're like, oh, I know I made you bald, but I'm gonna fix it, I promise. Like, bro, you got me in this mess. Yeah, I'm not bald, but I'm not looking to be there.
The whole entire world is being distracted by the P. Diddy case. What's going on with Diddy? The whole soap opera. So I sat back and I asked myself, why? Why are they making light of this right now? I mean, if he's wrong, he's definitely wrong. But why are they making light of it? What are they trying to hide? Because you know, usually when they got one thing going on over here, they have something else going on over here. So I did my research. And on the same day that they came and arrested Mr. P. Diddy and had the media in a frenzy, social media in a frenzy, but on that same day, did you know? Yeah, did you know 23andMe? Yes, that 23andMe, the DNA database. Every single CEO and director has resigned. Now you got to ask yourself, why would the CEOs and directors resign? Now let's go back to when the data breach happened. And at least 7 million people, 7 million customers, data was breached. DNA data was breached. And nobody knew that these guys resigned on the same day that P. Diddy got locked up. Don't you think this is something that you should have knew about? They have a lot of power. You know what's about to go down, right? Pay attention.
Well, thankfully I'm too locked in. They don't got my DNA because I don't really care what I am. I could be an alien for all I know. I'm good. I'm not sending y'all my DNA. You know, y'all can, you know, if you're curious, you know, that's on you. Me, I'm good.
There's a theory that public schools aren't just taking pictures of students, they're feeding a much bigger system that nobody's talking about. Every single year, schools bring in these random third-party companies to take high-definition photos of millions of kids. And when you really stop to think about it, it's kind of strange. Most parents don't question it. We sign a form, send our kid in a clean shirt, and never think twice. But if you actually look into who owns some of these companies, that's where people online start freaking out. Because when you follow the money, you don't end up at a small photography studio, you end up at a massive data firm, corporations with investments in facial recognition, AI training, and digital identity systems. And suddenly parents online are like, why does a data company want a perfectly lit, perfectly framed, high-resolution photo of my 7-year-old? Here's where the theory gets unsettling. These companies don't just take the photo, they store it, they process it, some even claim legal ownership of every image they capture. And when parents ask them to delete it, a few have literally said no, because that picture is now part of their system. So people are asking, is this really about school pictures, or are schools quietly helping build the next generation of facial data sets starting with our children? I'm not saying it's true, but with how fast digital surveillance is growing, it's not as far-fetched as you think. Stay weird.
See, when you look at it like that, it is honestly kind of strange. I could understand wanting to have a book for memories, but you know, this government, there's always a deeper agenda. You know, a database with millions of high definition pictures of kids is a little odd for one company to have. But you know, that's how the system works. They have deeper agendas. You know, they cover it up with things like, oh, happy memories. Like, no, bro, there's nothing happy about what they're about to do to us.
Is it just me that feel like the streamer awards was like some humiliation ritual or some shit? Or do y'all feel the same way? And I'm not saying it was voluntary because of the streamers. I think the Twitch reps and the higher up, the people at the top, had something to do with it. It was given very, very weird. Just look at these clips and y'all let me know what y'all think about this.
So congratulations to you. Oh, and
it
also,
was multiple moments.
Congrats on your new documentary with 50 Cent. That was you, right?
Fuck off. This category celebrates the streamers who create the best art, food and drink. Fuck off. The best dick, the best...
You want to give a little introduction?
She got Tourette's.
As a streamer?
Wait, what you mean? What you mean what? Like,
An introduction of yourself as a streamer.
Nigga, I don't really know, like...
There was Ray, I got a quick question. What's your favorite color on the pride flag?
Yes.
Yes! Rakai, question. What's the coolest thing you've ever stolen?
Based off those clips alone, what do y'all think?
You want to see something else? President Trump said it too. He says it's going to cool first though, isn't it?
It'll start getting cooler. You just watch.
The scientist is like, oh, that's not what the evidence shows.
I wish science agreed with you.
He kind of laughs. He goes, I'm not so sure you know that.
Global warming's not scary. Global cooling. That's what's really scary.
Diddy was having freak-offs with his son Justin. After watching that entire Diddy documentary on Netflix, it's clear that everybody needs to go to jail. Diddy couldn't be doing all of this stuff by himself. He had to have a team of evilness. And it even went to his son, Justin Combs. Justin's name kept popping up. Him and his dad, Diddy, shot somebody in the bathroom and then walked off like nothing happened. They said he walked off with so much confidence. That sounds like he's done it before. And it's not the first time. That's just one of the times that you hear about it. On top of that, Diddy was having freak-offs with his son, Justin. Nobody else is talking about that. How are you sitting there in the same room having a freak-off with baby oil and you looking your dad in the eye at the same time? That doesn't make any sense. I would have never seen this type of activity coming from Justin just because he's quiet. I don't really hear him in the media. Every time something comes up, he's nowhere to be found. He's the silent one. But then again, it's always those silent ones you have to be worried about, because at the same time, his other son, King Combs, is the loud one. He's the one always trying to make a diss track on somebody. He's goofy, just like his dad, and he looks just like him. Justin, on the other hand, he's the calculated one. He was there on his dad's last day trying to give him tips on how to maneuver throughout the whole situation, because he's a part of the problem. What's crazy is everybody saying that Puff isn't even his daddy. It's supposed to be Wolf, and usually I wouldn't believe stuff like this, but I saw the picture of them next to each other. Him and Wolf have the same exact nose, while Diddy and Justin don't look alike at all. They don't share any features. Everything seems off about that situation.
Honestly, I feel like if you came into this earth and Diddy was your dad, failure was already kind of set up for you. But you know, you're being raised by a freaky frog, so you're about to get into whatever he's getting into. But I don't know, bro. The damage is done. Just send them all to jail. I think we're all good with their nonsense.
Worst shampoos you should avoid using at all costs for all hair types. Head and Shoulders. Super high sulfate, which strips your hair and scalp of its natural oils. OX contains harmful ingredients which causes hair loss and has been associated with reactions such as eye problems, nervous system problems, and chest pain. Tressin contains DMT and hydantoin, which is a chemical that can release formaldehyde during its use. It also causes hair loss and is linked to dermatitis. Keratin contains harmful chemicals which causes a she scalp. Monday contains sodium lauryl, fragrance, and alcohol, which strips your hair and scalp of its natural oils. OC contains harsh sulfate and silicone. Avoid.
All these companies literally sell you stuff that will make you bald, and they'll be like, oh no, we have the cure. Like, why do you even, what do you mean the cure? Like, the first product was supposed to be the cure. Like, they literally just create problems in our life, and they're like, oh, you know, we're gonna sell you something even better, and then that causes you more problems. Oh no, we have something even better. It's just an endless cycle. You're just gonna be bald, bro. We just gotta live with it.
Nightmarish facts about your body that you probably shouldn't think about. Part 3. The acid in your body is strong enough to dissolve razor blades, which is why your stomach is in a constant battle to not digest itself. When you get a sunburn, your cells are dying to avoid becoming cancerous. A sneeze can blow out of your nose at over 100 miles an hour. So next time, be careful, because it's actually possible to break a rib simply by sneezing. If you've ever been on a roller coaster and feel like your heartbeat is in your mouth, it isn't your imagination, your organs are actually moving around inside your body. Humans are bioluminescent, meaning that we glow in the dark, but our eyes are just too weak to see it. There's a condition known as fatal insomnia, where one day you can't go to sleep, and eventually you die because of this lack of sleep. You know that moment when you're about to fall asleep and suddenly you flinch because you feel like you're falling? This is actually known as a hypnic jerk, and it alerts your body that you're dying, or at least thinks that you're dying.
That the first human case of H5N5 has now been confirmed in the United States, in Washington state. It is in fact the first case in humans worldwide ever. There was some chatter that a man in Chile had it, but that was back in 2023, and that was H5N1. All right. Now, I've already seen several posts where creators are very concerned about this, and given what we all went through a couple years ago, I get that. But let's step back for a second, okay? This man was working with his chickens and whatnot in his backyard, and what they think happened is that the chickens were interacting with like wild birds, whatever, okay? So he caught it, all right? The man did. Now, he has been hospitalized since early November, but he is still alive. I'll come back to the fatality rate in a second. Look, is this concerning? Yes, of course it is. But that means that this bird flu that they've been monitoring for a very long time has now not only figured out how to go from bird to bird, but now from bird to human, okay? Now that said, they are monitoring about 100 people who this man has been in contact with, and none of them have tested positive yet. I think the thing to focus on in this moment is that it doesn't look like we have human to human transmission, but there is obviously absolutely bird to human transmission.
If you or someone you know uses Neutrogena makeup remover, you need to watch this because it may save you from getting sepsis.
Neutrogena tonight recalling makeup remover wipes due to an infection risk. The FDA tonight saying the wipes may be contaminated with a bacteria that could cause serious infections, including sepsis. The recall affects 1,300 cases of these wipes shipped to Texas, South Carolina, Georgia, and
now, just in case you're wondering which exact batch the recall is from, I searched it up and I have it for you. If you have Neutrogena Makeup Remover Ultra Soft Cleansing Towelettes, look for the lot number 1835U6325A. Now, I do not want you to think that even if your batch number does not match the one that I just mentioned, it is being advised to not even use the ones that you have. Consider using a different brand. I mean, I could understand a simple eye infection, but we are talking about a potential sepsis infection. Now, I'm not going to give you a doctoral explanation of what sepsis is, but anyone that has ever heard the word sepsis, it's not something that you want to be diagnosed with, especially when your organs and your blood pressure and everything in your body begins to decline, causing you to have sepsis shock. And this is where you come in. You know, I was going to say if you're a woman wearing makeup, but, you know, we live in a time where men and women are wearing makeup. So send this to whoever may be using makeup, because this can potentially save someone.
Why does everything have to have something wrong with it? Like, literally, you could be walking down the store, you find some cookies, you're like, oh, you know, I actually like these cookies. And then the day later on the commercial, they're like, if you ate these cookies, you're going to die in 10 seconds. And I'm like, oh, thanks. I was just trying to have a nice cookie, but now I'm dead. Thanks. So much for a sweet treat. Now I'm in the afterlife. Thanks.
There are rumors that they're about to reopen the investigation into Brittany Murphy's death. And the connections aren't just between her and Diddy. They're with her husband too. We all know Brittany had a relationship with Diddy because he was best friends with Ashton. And Ashton dated Brittany for a long time. So it's safe for us to assume that Brittany probably saw some things. But what about her husband? Turns out there's been rumors circulating for years that her husband had dirt on Diddy. He was a screenwriter, producer, director, so he was very much in the industry. And we all know that in 2009, Brittany Murphy died in her house of pneumonia. 5 months later, her husband died of pneumonia in the same house. Didn't someone else die from pneumonia? Brittany's mom has been screaming foul play for years. There were rumors of toxic mold being in the house, but that got thrown out. All I'm saying is that Diddy is being accused of some pretty dark stuff. And it's not random gossip anymore. There's actually a trial going on. Is it possible these two are just casualties of Diddy's? Or is this all just a conspiracy that people made up? All I know is that dots are getting connected and it's not going Diddy's way. At least that's what they're telling me.
Do not ignore this, your house could be next. People are freaking out about this trend that involves young kids just going around kicking people's doors down. This started off as a joke but has escalated quite severely around the world and has led to a lot of people being arrested recently. This trend happened back in 2022 but is back now in the big old 25 and it's worse than ever. Remember back in the day you used to go and ding dong ditch on a house for a laugh? Well, now people are going and literally trying to kick people's doors down and see if they can get away in time, and some people are turning up with some accessories as well. There has been hundreds, if not thousands, of reports of this across the US in the last week, and in the UK as well, with warnings in the UK being issued by Thames Valley Police saying trend about door kicking, so keep your wits about you. I think the reason this is happening is simply for a TikTok trend for people to get videos and post it because it's funny. On social media though, a lot of people think this isn't bad whatsoever and it's literally just ding dong ditch, it's not bad at all. But for one, it's terrifying that you're having your door kicked in the middle of the night, but also for these kids, all it takes is them to kick in the wrong door and it could end pretty badly for them, especially in America, you know?
See, I mean, we used to do this when we were kids, but like, at least we were respectful about it. I don't know whose idea was to just be like, yo, bro, let's just go kick their door down and run. Like, that's just messed up, bro. But yeah, definitely don't go kicking people's doors down. I mean, I know most of y'all aren't gonna do that because, you know, I read all your guys' comments. You seem like very nice, genuine people, and I know you guys are probably not kicking people's door down. But for the few haters that be in my comments, I would not expect any less from you. Now, some of y'all be hating. Like, I woke up this morning, someone called me a gay boy. Like, what did I even do to you?
There is a new, rather serious warning about the spices that are in your food as well as in your pantry. According to an analysis that was conducted by Consumer Reports, it found that many of the spices that very likely are in your cupboard right now contain high levels of dangerous heavy metals, including arsenic, cadmium, and lead. This report investigated many different types of spices, including cumin, chili powder, oregano, basil, ginger, paprika, turmeric, black pepper, and so on and so forth. And as you can see on your screen, what they did was that they took 5 to 10 brands of each spice and tested them for different heavy metal contaminants. And after running those tests, they gave each brand a ranking, either a green check mark indicating that it's safe, or the brand got 1, 2, or 3 red circles, indicating that there is either a mild or serious reason to be concerned. And after running their full analysis on the 126 different products, which range from national brands,
I'm guessing people love hell, or they love the idea of feeling like they're in hell. Look at all these people, y'all. This was Zach's Brown concert that was in the Sphere in Las Vegas. Y'all cannot tell me this shit don't look demonic. Look at it. Y'all gotta understand that a lot of these celebrities in the entertainment business, the music business, they are soulless vessels. A lot of them lost it when they signed that deal. Look, it look like people chained up, bro. This shit is wicked, fool. Look at it. Y'all gotta understand that music is not just entertainment. It's a tool for power. If you control the youth, you control the world. And people don't be understanding that spells are real. I know a lot of people in that crowd just like, I'm enjoying the show. But little do they know, they are part of the show. Y'all remember the Travis Scott shit?
And I killed 2 of them. Yes, they're mortal and they do die. However, in the process, one of them did this. All I remember is that he just kind of waved his hand in front of his chest, and the next thing I know, this blue beam hit me and just literally opened me up like a fish. And burnt my fingers right off of me, and it was some form of electrical force because the kind of like being hit by a lightning bolt burned all my toenails off of me, completely crispy crittered my left foot, burnt the shoe right off of me. All I remember was the smoking remains, and I'm still conscious but in and out of, I didn't remember much. And there was a Green Beret that was right behind me, risked his life. In fact, he died. But he risked his life. He shoved me back in the bath and hit the button and took me up. And I wouldn't be alive talking to you today if it wasn't for him. I'm forever indebted. He lost his life. 66 Secret Service agents, Green Berets, Black Berets, crack troops lost their lives because the government, our United States government, lied, did not tell us anything about the alien threat. There's a war underneath there, and I'm talking dead serious. It's been going on since that time. Since late August of 1979, our military, the Russian military, basically the militaries of the world, have been in constant conflict with the outer space alien.
You know, I honestly believe him, and if there's actually like an alien warfare going on below us, you know, y'all can keep that under there because we're good up here. We got enough going on. The last thing we need is some big bald-headed creature coming here with some laser guns trying to take us out even more. Like, we've suffered enough. Let us be for a little bit.
Did you help Kim release her sex tape?
It's okay. No.
True. Of course it's true. Of course it's true.
Going through receipts tonight, Chris. We going through receipts tonight, Kim. You want to see the sex tape contract? There it is.
So Ray J said when Kim and Chris saw that success, they planned out leaking Kim's tape, but that there was actually 3 tapes that they sold, but they only went with the second one because Kris Jenner watched all of the tapes, made them make multiple, and then pick which one made her daughter have the best look.
In Caitlyn's eyes, Kim was a pawn, a starlet maneuvered by her own mother, handed over for fame and fortune. Chris's hunger for the spotlight, sources say, knows no limits, pushing her daughters into murky dealings that range from sketchy business deals to alleged money laundering, brand copying, and even questionable church tax maneuvers. For Kris, apparently, there are no lines she won't cross. The accusations alone are seismic enough to shake the very foundations of the Kardashian empire. Behind the glitter, the glamour, and the perfectly curated Instagram posts, the truth, if this is accurate, may be far darker than anyone imagined. And just when you think it couldn't get more explosive, Kanye West enters the fray, dragging the drama into federal territory. Forget social media theatrics. This time, he claims it's legal fire he's aiming at, targeting Kim and her former BFF Diddy in what could be a high-stakes investigation.
Kim Kardashian allegedly had some videotapes and audio tapes that was actually recovered in the raid at P. Diddy's home.
According to insiders, Kris allegedly orchestrated countless rendezvous between Kim and A-listers, thrusting her into the spotlight at a tender age and blurring the lines between motherhood and exploitation. But hold on to your hats, because we're just scratching the surface. As if exploiting her daughters weren't enough, Kris's tangled web of deception extends even further, intertwining with the scandalous world of hip-hop mogul P. Diddy. And guess what? It's all about to come crashing down around her.
Rumors have swirled for months that Kim may have known more about Diddy's alleged illicit operations than she ever let on. According to Kanye, Kim didn't just have knowledge. She allegedly played a role, assisting in money laundering, silencing victims, and even taking a cut for herself. And if that wasn't enough chaos, Kanye claims there's an even darker scheme involving Kim, Diddy, and Lou Taylor, allegedly forcing conservatorships on unsuspecting celebrities to seize their fortunes. The tea here is scorching, the stakes are massive, and the players are some of the most notorious names in Hollywood. The story isn't just scandalous, it's potentially catastrophic. Kim as a gold digger, Kris as the puppet master, Kanye spilling everything without holding back? This isn't just gossip, this could change the game entirely.
Look, they tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me. And they when I asked them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here and it would have been, oh, woe is, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears you. I mean, look.
They would have Michael Jackson,
or worse, yeah. So look at what they did. Look at what they did to Britney. When she went in, she was tired, she was exhausted, she was in a bad way. But 10 years of that medication wrecked her brain.
Kanye is back in the headlines, and this time he's dragging Kim Kardashian straight into federal legal chaos. Calling out Kim isn't new. He's long aired grievances about her parenting, lifestyle, and public image. But now the stakes are far higher. This isn't about social media drama or Instagram spats. Kanye is alleging criminal activity. According to him, Kim allegedly assisted Diddy in money laundering, putting her billionaire status under an intense, unflinching spotlight. It may sound unthinkable, Kim Kardashian, one of the richest women in the world, tangled in money laundering, but for those who follow the Kardashian empire, the pieces start to fit. Kim's history is riddled with questionable deals and shady maneuvers for financial gain.
You know, if they really looked into this family and exposed them, I feel like they would probably have like 200 life sentences. So, you know, I'm not really too surprised, but we'll see how this unfolds.
And if you know anything about nitric oxide and the history of it, there was a lot of people, there was a dentist particularly in New York in 2000 through 2004 that would knock his patients out with laughing gas, nitric oxide, because it makes you loopy and enough of it puts you out, and he would his patients while they were out, and when they would wake up, they wouldn't remember anything. And this was a standard practice for a lot of dentist office. This is why they don't use laughing gas anymore. And another thing about nitric oxide laughing gas is that when they knock you out and you're laughing uncontrollably to the point where you're loopy, your memory is distorted. And that is why you see masks on the wall, because you wouldn't know who was taking turns on top of you while you were being essayed by laughing gas. And I mind you, one of those masks looks like Dr. Phil. That's where the essay started, in that dentist chair. It started as a game, a charade, let's play, and before you know it, those young ladies had a mask on their face, a nasal cannula in their nose, and they were being hit with nitric oxide to the point where they were so loopy. There were 12 people standing over them with those masks on, and they didn't know what was happening to them. They were passed out, and they would wake up in one of those beds. And this is what would happen. They would pull teeth out of people. I'm letting you know. And Jeffrey Epstein was so obsessed with that Neuralink genetically modified bullshit that there was more going on. And I'm going to have to do a part 2, but I'm letting you know whatever happened in there, I can physically see it.
Alicia Keys was giving thanks to the Most High. This is the symbol that she threw up, giving praise to the Most High God, who she worships and who everyone else in the building worships. Listen to this.
Stone, Hell's Kitchen, the Most High, my magnificent mother who gave.
Everybody was kind of like, whoa, like, oh, like, did she really just do that on stage? Yeah, y'all worship the same God as her. You know exactly why she did that. This is the sign she was making. The Baphomet symbol. Hey, oh, hey, oh. Now, let's see somebody try to make an excuse for this. The celebrities worship Satan. They worship Satan. I don't know how much more people have to say. These celebrities worship the same God. So when you hear these celebrities say God, they are not talking about Jesus. Just because they say God, everyone believes in some type of God unless you're an atheist. And that's not a large percent of the population. So if they're saying God as a celebrity, as a politician.
Okay, here we go. Jay-Z was the first celebrity named to be dropped in the Diddy lawsuit. Initially, the lawsuit was filed in October, but was refiled today in New York using Jay-Z's full name. According to the victim, Jay-Z and Diddy took turns assaulting her at an after party at the 2000 VMAs. The victim claims when she was 13, she had a friend drop her off at Radio City Music Hall because she wanted to get into the 2000 VMAs. In an effort to gain entry, she started talking to these random limo drivers, one of which was Diddy's. Diddy's driver told her that Diddy liked young girls and he couldn't get her into the VMAs, but he could get her into the after party. She says the driver took her to a big white house with a circle drive. She got out. She was forced to sign an NDA at 13 years old, was given a drink, which made her feel very woozy. She said she went to lay down in a bed, and a short time later, Diddy and Jay-Z and a female celebrity came into the room. Allegedly, they asked if she was ready to party, and then Jay-Z assaulted her while Diddy and this celebrity B watched on, and then Jay-Z and celebrity B watched on as Diddy assaulted her. The victim says after the assault, she was able to get her clothes and leave the house. She went to a gas station and then called her dad to come pick her up.
People are saying all of this Diddy commotion isn't the thing we should be looking at. This is all the distraction. Okay. Literally the same time Diddy got arrested, something huge happened just now, and it's around 23andMe.
The DNA test?
It's a DNA ancestry company. Takes your saliva, they test it, and it shows your ancestry. Yeah. Well, what do they have? Your DNA sample of pretty much everyone in the world that wanted to find out their ancestry.
Yeah, so what happened?
When Diddy got arrested, when this whole commotion is on the rise, just so happens every single board member of 23andMe quit all at the same time.
Whoa. So check this out.
There's hella theories going on. Did you know the CEO? It was the wife of the CEO of YouTube and Google. The wife owned 23andMe. The husband owned Google. Theory goes, the reason all of those board members left is because there's some things going on that are gonna be very unethical in the future of the company. Okay, they have all of our data, even DNA data. On top of that, they have Google search engine. They have every single piece of information about you, including your biochemistry. Now, they're so fucking smart. What's the future of commerce where they can sell you things and you have to pay for it? What's one thing that you'll spend all your money for because if you don't, it's over?
Food and water, yeah.
Health. They have every single person's DNA. They can...
You know, I'm not even surprised. All these people of power doing weird stuff are all correlated, and you know, they're a lot closer to each other than you really expect. None of this is coincidence. All these high profile people are always very prepared before they do something. So
did he collapse in court because he heard his sentence?
I didn't see that video.
So there was a huge article and it pretty much said Diddy heard his sentence and collapsed.
Okay.
Because he was in shock. This is a picture of him collapse. That's not Diddy, bro. That's not Diddy, man. No. Look at that picture. That does not look like bro. That does not look like him.
That's some other guy.
That's some other guy.
Whoever did that Photoshop, you can see the white.
No, it's not even Photoshop. That's legit a picture of who was at the trial.
That's not Diddy.
I don't know, fam.
Okay, so you know how Hollywood's always got some drama brewing? Well, buckle up, because this one's a doozy. It's got 50 Cent, Oprah Winfrey, accusations of sabotage, and a whole lot of shady dealings. We're talking about careers potentially ruined, reputations dragged through the mud, and some seriously disturbing allegations. It all centers around this narrative that Oprah, the queen of daytime TV, might not be as squeaky clean as she portrays. And 50 Cent? He's basically leading the charge, calling her out left and right. Now, 50 Cent's beef with Oprah isn't new. It goes way back to when he was trying to soften his image. He wanted to go from being known as a former drug dealer turned rapper to, a legitimate artist. He thought an interview with Oprah would do the trick, clean up his image, reach a different audience. But Oprah wasn't having it. She reportedly didn't like his music, didn't like him, period. She just flat out refused. And 50, he doesn't take rejection lightly. He went on the offensive, accusing her of pandering to older white women. He even compared her to an Oreo, black on the outside, white on the inside. Savage, right? He basically said her audience was his audience's parents, so he didn't really care about her or her show. He saw her rejection as a confirmation of his success. Like, okay, if we can't be...
Okay, this is weird because why are you bailing someone out with this kind of charge? Like, I don't care if this is your best friend. I don't care if this is your brother. Why are you bailing someone out that has this kind of charge? You are Diddy.
Can anybody tell me who in the world is that between Kanye West and P. Diddy? What is that? Not only that, guys, who's this right here, bro? Huh? Who is this? Because people are saying that these are spirits. people are saying those are A's, you know, the A's are in the W, but the A's are really FA's. That's what people are saying that this thing is. Do you see that? Do you see that? Look at Kanye. Something was going on here, guys, and it sure looks like a Diddy party. Why is this lady passed out? Must have been having a good time. Guys, this picture is no joke. What about her, Naomi Campbell? Why is she always involved? Something's going on with her too. Can't forget about Oprah. We all know Oprah played a big part in this. She's running with the diddler. They got the real Kanye West next to her. This was definitely a Diddy celebration. A Diddy party. And listen, ain't nothing like a Diddy party. That's what LeBron said. I didn't say it. But I'm just wondering, who is this? Why does it look like a dark figure? Right there too. Two of them. I don't know, guys. I'm starting to think that the diddler was partying with... Shut up! We all know how they get down, guys. This is not a secret. This is not a secret. And guess what? This video is for entertainment purposes only, because this is nothing to worry about. These are celebrities having fun partying like they usually do. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. What is that? Who is that? What? Let me know. I'm out.
There's a theory that says you never actually die, you just wake up somewhere else. And the weirdest part, someone thinks it's already happening. According to the eternal theory, consciousness never stops. When your body dies, your awareness instantly shifts into the closest possible version of reality where you didn't die. It's why millions of people swear they've had a moment where they should have been gone. Car accidents, drownings, medical emergencies, but something impossible saves them at the last second. The theory says that's the exact moment you slipped into a new timeline. And here's where it gets creepy. Some scientists studying near-death experiences noticed that after these events, people report tiny changes in the world. Different memories, altered details, things that were never like that before. Almost like you woke up in a version of reality that's close, but not identical. Followers of the eternal theory believe this is why the world feels more chaotic every year, because billions of people are constantly shifting to realities without noticing. And the biggest secret? They say you've switched timelines hundreds of times already. You just don't remember the versions of you that didn't make it. But let me know what you think. As always, stay weird.
Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite part of the video made you tremble in your boots. And we're going to be on to the next one. Thank you.